What if I told you that most seniors who live past 90 all share one powerful secret, and it starts the moment they open their eyes? It's not a pill, it's not a miracle gene, it's a morning routine, a simple set of habits practiced daily by elders who don't just survive, they thrive. You see, after 60, your morning isn't just another part of the day, it's your foundation. And those who live the longest don't leave that foundation to chance. They wake up with intention, they move with purpose, they eat with wisdom, and they nourish their spirit before the world demands anything from them. This video isn't about expensive supplements or strict routines that drain your joy. It's about the small, powerful actions that long-living seniors practice each morning. Actions that keep their minds sharp, their bodies strong, and their hearts full of peace. From the way they get out of bed to what they do with their first 30 minutes. Every step is rooted in longevity, clarity, and emotional balance. If you're over 60 or love someone who is, this message could be the reset button you've been waiting for. Because it's never too late to create a routine that not only adds years to your life, but adds life to your years. So don't scroll past, because what you'll learn today might be the very thing that helps you or someone you love wake up tomorrow with more energy, more peace, and more time on this earth. Let's discover what the world's wisest seniors do every single morning. The power of a purposeful morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with a truth that many overlook. How you begin your day shapes how your entire life unfolds. If you speak with people who live well beyond 90, not just breathing, but thriving, you'll find they don't roll out of bed in chaos. They don't wake up rushed, confused, or defeated. They rise with rhythm, they rise with reason. In fact, the longest living elders across cultures, whether in Japan, Italy, or even quiet corners of your own community, all have one thing in common. They treat the morning as sacred. When they wake, they don't immediately grab their phone or turn on the noise of the world. Instead, they breathe deeply. They sit quietly. They open their curtains and greet the light not just as sunshine, but as a gift. They begin their day with something intentional. Maybe it's a warm cup of lemon water. Maybe it's a few slow stretches to wake up the spine. Maybe it's 5 minutes of silence, prayer, or gratitude. Why does this matter? Because these small morning acts set the tone for your body and your mind. They send signals of calm, control, and clarity. They reduce inflammation, balance the nervous system, and most importantly, they tell your spirit, I'm ready to live again today. People who live past 90 don't treat the morning as routine. They treat it as a renewal, a chance to start fresh, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And the best part? You don't need anything fancy. No perfect yoga mat, no expensive supplements. Just presence. Just a moment of choice. Because the first 10 minutes of your morning aren't just minutes. They're medicine. So tomorrow morning, try it. Before anything else, breathe, stretch, feel. And say to yourself, this is my time. This is my life. I begin it with peace. That's how those who live past 90 start their day. And you can too. Movement that awakens the body. After peace comes motion. And this is where the elders who live past 90 stand apart. You see, they don't just stretch because it's trendy. They don't exercise for vanity or show. They move because they know motion is medicine. Every single morning, these wise elders engage in gentle physical activity. Not to sweat, not to strain, but to awaken their body, to get blood flowing, to lubricate the joints, to reintroduce themselves to life after a night of stillness. And here's the beauty. It doesn't have to be intense. It can be 10 slow arm circles, 15 seconds of neck rolls, a few deep bends forward and back, or simply a calm walk around the house, barefoot, feeling the ground beneath your feet. Why is this so powerful? Because the body, especially after 60 or 70, responds best to consistency, not intensity. And gentle movement each morning helps improve balance, prevent stiffness, and reduce the risk of falls or injury later in the day. But more than the physical, movement wakes up the mind. It reminds you, I'm still able. I still command this vessel. And that subtle confidence radiates through every hour that follows. Elders who live past 90 often have morning routines that include stretching the spine to realign posture, opening the chest to breathe deeper, flexing the ankles to improve circulation, and rotating the hips and shoulders to stay loose and pain-free. This isn't just exercise, it's self-respect. When you move with intention first thing in the morning, you're telling your body, I still value you. I still choose to be strong. I'm not waiting to fall apart. I'm choosing to stay in motion. So tomorrow, after you breathe and center yourself, take 5 minutes to move with love. Not rushed, not forced, but mindfully. Because the longer you stay in motion, the longer your life stays in your hands. And those who live beyond 90, they move every morning. Not because they have to, but because they've learned that life itself is motion. Nourishment that heals, not just fills. Now that the body is awake and the mind is clear, it's time to do something most people rush through, eating. But those who live past 90, they don't just eat to fill the belly. They eat to fuel the future. You see, breakfast isn't just a meal. It's an opportunity, a chance to start the day with healing, not heaviness. The elders who thrive into their 90s and beyond have a simple rule. Every bite must give me life. That means no sugary pastries, no processed cereals, no mindless overeating. Instead, they choose foods that strengthen cells, protect the brain, and support digestion. So what do they eat? A bowl of warm oats with flax seeds, walnuts, and berries. Not just for taste, but for fiber and brain-friendly fats. A boiled egg or Greek yogurt for clean protein to preserve muscle and support tissue repair. A mug of green tea or warm water with lemon to detox gently and rehydrate the body after sleep. And always a moment of pause before the first bite to give thanks and eat with intention. What they don't do is eat in front of the TV. They don't rush. They don't snack without thought. They eat slowly, allowing their body to register fullness. They chew thoroughly, supporting digestion and reducing bloating. And they listen to their body, never forcing more than it needs. Why is this important? Because after 60 or 70, your metabolism slows. Digestion becomes more delicate. And what once was easy, like fried foods or excess sugar, now causes fatigue, inflammation, and weight gain. Elders who live past 90 don't eat to feel full. They eat to feel well. Their plates are colorful, their meals are simple, their portions are wise. So ask yourself, is my breakfast energizing me or exhausting me? Because one healing meal each morning can reduce pain, sharpen memory, support heart health, and add years of strength to your life. If you want to feel young, move young, think young. Start by eating like someone who plans to stay alive for a long time. The next part of the morning routine is something deeper, something that feeds not the stomach, but the soul. Feeding the soul before the world speaks. We've awakened the body. We've moved with care. We've nourished with purpose. But now comes the most profound step in the morning routine of those who live past 90. They feed their soul before the world has a chance to drain it. You see, after 60, 70, or 80, it's not just the physical world that becomes heavier. It's the emotional one. Loss, loneliness, regrets, change. They all begin to pile on. And the seniors who remain vibrant and peaceful deep into their 90s aren't those who avoid life's pain. They're the ones who learn to protect their spirit first thing in the morning. What does that look like? It means taking 5-10 minutes before phone calls, news, or noise to sit in silence or with a soft thought. Some pray, some meditate, some read a few lines of wisdom. Some write in a notebook not about what they did yesterday, but how they feel today. They ask questions like, what am I grateful for this morning? What small joy can I create today? Who can I bless, even with a smile or kind word? This soul-feeding routine is not dramatic. It's simple, quiet, but it grounds them. It reminds them they are still part of something meaningful. That even if their body has slowed, their heart is still awake. Why does this matter? Because when the spirit is neglected, life becomes mechanical. Wake up, eat, sit, sleep. But when the soul is nurtured, even ordinary moments become sacred. A cup of tea becomes peace. A walk becomes prayer. Phone call becomes connection. And those who live past 90 with light in their eyes are not just physically healthy, they are spiritually alive. So before you check the news, before the chatter of the world gets in, take a moment for your inner life. Sit in quiet. Give thanks. Set an intention. Breathe deeply and say, I am still here, I am still becoming, because the strongest seniors are not just those who can walk far. They are those who rise each day with a quiet fire still glowing inside. Now that you've seen the power of a morning routine used by so many seniors who live well beyond 90, you have a choice to make. You can continue waking up each day out of habit, rushing through the motions, letting time pass without intention. Or you can begin tomorrow differently, not with a complete overhaul, not with pressure or perfection, but with a gentle, mindful decision to start your morning like your life depends on it, because, in many ways, it does. Rise slowly. Breathe deeply. Stretch gently. Move your body, feed it with love, and more importantly, feed your soul before the noise of the world arrive. Because this is what the elders who live long have quietly understood. A strong life begins with a strong morning. And if you're in your 60th, 70th, or beyond, it's not too late. In fact, it might be the perfect time. You've earned the wisdom. You've walked through storms. Now give yourself the mornings you deserve, mornings that bring peace, energy, and purpose. If you start tomorrow with intention, you may find yourself waking up weeks, months, even years from now, stronger, sharper, and more alive than you ever thought possible. So don't let another morning slip away. Begin again, with care, with strength, with soul, because how you start your morning will shape how you live your life. This is your time, this is your chapter, and it begins at sunrise. Stay strong, stay wise, and above all, keep living.